I the a-hole for hating my engagement ring? I, 29 female, got engaged to my fiance, 30 male, after 2 years of dating and 15 years of knowing each other. He's super sweet, kind, supportive, and very family oriented. His parents love me and my parents love him. There was absolutely no drama in our relationship until now. I knew that he'd been looking to settle down and be married, and he knew I was too. We kind of just have always known, even for those 15 years, that this was gonna happen. Hard to fight the gut feeling. Because we were talking so much about getting married, he wanted to take me engagement ring browsing so that he could see what styles I liked and didn't like. When we went, I suggested we go to an outlet jewelry shop because I know he wouldn't want to spend a fortune on it and I didn't want anything super expensive or extravagant either. The one and only rule I told him was I only wanted traditional diamonds. No offense to those who like more colorful rings, but I prefer to be a little more traditional. I put on many rings that were all very similar, just one simple diamond and a strap. I tried to try on ones that were no more than $1,000. I thought that was generally reasonable. Months later, he proposes, and I start to cry from the joy, and after I say yes, he opens the box. And in the box was a small greenish, brownish colored diamond with extremely tiny traditional diamonds around it. I was disappointed, but I put on a fake smile and tried to erase it from my mind so I could let the excitement of the moment continue. After about maybe 30 minutes, I went ahead and asked about the ring. I asked about what kind of diamond it was, and he said it was called a moss diamond. And he chose it for me because turquoise was my favorite color, and it was the closest he could find. Okay, so this is like what we're looking at. This is kind of like a moss diamond, like just to kind of like help us visualize and do our research. It's nice, but if it's not what you wanted, the issue with picking like an engagement ring that has a color is it doesn't always match everything. So essentially you told him exactly what you wanted, that you're very traditional, and then he kind of went ahead and got something that's totally different. I wanted to say, what about my one rule of traditional diamond only? But I also didn't want to be ungrateful, so I didn't ask. This is a tough one. I asked him if he had gotten it at the outlet shop we went to, and he said he'd gotten it off of Etsy. My maid of honor later told me Etsy made good quality jewelry, so that perked me up a bit. I decided to just kind of let it be and accept the ring and learn to love and attach memories to it. Getting to the drama. This whole process has kind of made me realize how cheap he is. I don't mind when someone knows how to stretch a dollar, but to me, there's a difference between frugal and cheap. When I look back at all our dates, his gifts and everything, it kind of clicked in me that all of them had either been cheap or a free gift from a friend that he decided to give me. Wait, he re-gifted you a gift? Okay, sorry. How much did he spend on the ring? I'm curious. The gifts he's given me during our relationship were just because he found them for free or someone sold it for an extremely cheap price. For one of my birthdays, he ended up getting us tickets to this massive local ball and got us ballroom dancing classes before the ball started. I showed no interest in ballroom dancing, but I thought it was a fun idea to go, and we actually had a good time. I thanked him and I asked how he found out about this. He told me originally his friend was gonna go with his girlfriend, but couldn't make it, so they gave us the tickets. So basically, the ball, our food, our drinks, our dance lesson, and even my corsage was all free. To me, someone that doesn't know how to give gifts to someone that is close to them, it just really feels as though they don't know you. And I don't think it's the gift, it's the part that's like, I feel like you don't know me at all. And there's more cheap and free stories where that came from. When I look back at things, whenever we did do something extravagant, it was always on my dime. He's not rich, but he's certainly not poor. He makes pretty decent money. The thing I think made me finally break was our Valentine's Day plans. He told me he was going to take me to the biggest landmark of our city, which is expensive just to even set foot in. And they had a restaurant inside that was ridiculously expensive. I was amazed, and I even said, "Are you sure? You know that place is expensive, right?" He said he knew it was one of my bucket list things to do and said I deserved it. Let me guess, he had a coupon. It meant so much to me that he was willing to do this, and I was so excited. A few days later, I found out there was going to be a wedding convention in our town. I bought tickets, $15 each, plus one for my mom and maid of honor. I told him about it, and he said, "Great, it's better to spend our money there than on that restaurant." I was confused. I told him they weren't on the same day. In fact, they were a week apart. And I already bought the tickets and he didn't need to buy anything, so he wouldn't have to worry about spending any money at the convention. He said, "No, it's better to save our money, so let's not go to the landmark restaurant." Don't love this for you, babes. I really don't. My mind was blown. I couldn't believe he canceled my dream plans over something that had absolutely nothing to do with the plans. I talked to my maid of honor about it. She said she's always noticed he was a bit cheap. On to the ring now. I never looked up my ring on Etsy to try and find it or ask for the price because I thought it was rude to look up or ask. But because of all this craziness, I decided to go on Etsy and find my ring. There were surprisingly many Moss diamond rings to look through, but eventually I found it. The ring was being sold for $28. Listen, okay, listen. I think that it's entirely fine if you don't care about, the cost of your engagement ring. One of my really good friends was engaged for like a few years before they got married, and he just got her this like simple pearl ring that she wore until they got married, and then they were able to save up for a ring she wanted. It wasn't super important to her, and I totally get that. But like, it's very clear that you are traditional and you do place importance on these things, and it doesn't seem like he wants to make that effort or investment in you. Honestly, my heart kind of broke. I started saying stupid dramatic things in my head like, am I only worth $28? You're not. You're not, my love. I want to confront him about this, but I might be the a-hole here for just letting this get to me. I don't know. Would I be the a-hole for confronting him about this? I definitely do think that you need to talk to him because like maybe he's just kind of learned that you're like, just so easygoing and like not picky and stuff. And you don't ask much of people. Believe me, like I can relate. But then I also kind of like get mad when, people don't show me the love that I feel I deserve. That's also my own fault, right? I'm not expressing that like, I'd like to be spoiled sometimes. Like not every day, like maybe every day, every other day. I'm just kidding. Everyone deserves to be spoiled by their partner at some point, don't they? Not necessarily spoiled monetarily, but spoiled in a sense that like they're going out of their way to do nice things for you and things that like they know you'll like. I don't know. To me, I think that this is like, could be just a communication issue that could be resolved. You definitely got to talk to him before you marry him. I don't think the word confront is a good word. I think talking to him about how you feel would be good. Is it materialistic to want like a nice ring? Maybe a bit, but like, so what? I'm sorry, so what? I think it's like an indication that someone really wants to invest in you when they get you like the ring of your dreams, or like, I think it's a good thing if somebody wants to invest in you that way. To me, it's an investment. The fact that he didn't make much of an investment, the jury has spoken. You are not the a-hole, and you are most certainly not worth $28.